Today on Forbes, these NVIDIA shareholders have gotten $36 billion richer in a month. Last month, during NVIDIA's quarterly earnings call, NVIDIA co-founder and CEO Jensen Huang said, quote, "The next industrial revolution has begun. Companies and countries are partnering with NVIDIA to shift the trillion-dollar installed base of traditional data centers to accelerated computing and build a new type of data center, AI factories, to produce a new commodity, artificial intelligence." No one has benefited more from NVIDIA's meteoric rise than Huang. 5 years ago, he was worth an estimated $4 billion, ranked number 546 richest on Forbes' World Billionaires list. Just over a year ago, he was worth $21 billion, ranked number 76 in the world. Now, with NVIDIA's market capitalization surpassing $3.2 trillion, he's the number 12 richest person on Earth, worth $115 billion, mostly thanks to his nearly 4% stake in the company. While Huang is the best-known shareholder of NVIDIA, there are plenty of others who have personally benefited from the rising stock. Among the biggest gainers are 5 other top executives, including Chief Financial Officer Colette Kress and General Counsel Tim Teeter, plus 4 independent board members who together own more than $10 billion worth of stock. One of those board members is billionaire Mark Stevens, who first got involved with NVIDIA in 1993, the same year the fledgling chip company was founded. He was a newish partner at Sequoia when the firm's founder, Don Valentine, got a call from LSI Logic founder Wilfred "Wilf" Corrigan. According to Stevens, Corrigan told Valentine, quote, "There's this kid who works at LSI and I'm sorry to see him go. You guys should look at him." Valentine and Stevens met with Huang, who pitched them on the idea of a company designing 3D graphics chips for PC games. Stevens says, quote, "And we thought, intriguing." Sequoia put $1 million into the company, part of an investment that valued the firm at just $7 million, according to PitchBook. Stevens, who had worked at Intel and was Sequoia's young semiconductor expert, joined the NVIDIA board. He left in 2006 at a time when Sequoia partners were stepping off public company boards to focus on private companies. In 2008, Stevens began to wind down at Sequoia, and Huang invited him to rejoin the board. Largely because of Sequoia's early investment, Stevens now owns $5 billion worth of NVIDIA shares. Current venture capitalist and former tech executive Brooke Sewell was convinced by another tech executive, Harvey Jones, to join NVIDIA's board in 1997. The two men got to know each other while Sewell was Senior Vice President of Finance and Operations at Synopsys, where Jones was CEO. Sewell recalls that NVIDIA, quote, "was in the graphics semiconductor space, which was a hyper-competitive space, and the CEO was barely over 30. He hadn't even been a VP before he founded the company. I looked at it and said, boy, this doesn't seem likely." However, Jones, who joined the board in 1993, was persuasive, and NVIDIA was in search of someone with expertise in finance and taking a company public, which Sewell had done at Synopsys. Sewell now owns $700 million of its shares. Early on, it wasn't so obvious that NVIDIA would end up doing so well. NVIDIA's first chip, released in 1995, had failed. Partway through developing its second chip, Huang and the team decided the architecture was all wrong, and they stopped work on it, according to a podcast from the VC firm Sequoia. Board member Stevens says, quote, "Between 1993 and 1997, we almost went bankrupt 3 times. NVIDIA turned things around, and its third chip was a success. In the early 2000s, it developed the world's first graphics processing unit, or GPU, which became hugely popular for rendering images in video games. In the past decade or so, NVIDIA found that AI researchers, in both the corporate and academic worlds, were using its GPUs to run neural networks, the foundation of AI, and to create homegrown supercomputers. That helped fuel the decision to bet on AI computing, before there was a demonstrated market. That bet has paid off in spades. For full coverage and to see our list of the 10 current NVIDIA directors and executives who have gotten the richest from their holdings and share sales, which are up a cumulative $36 billion in the past month, check out Phoebe Liu and Carrie A. Dolan's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.